So we're 56 seconds in now, and just waiting for people to appear. And when you do, please say hi. As always, it's nice to hear you. There's a couple of people turned up already. Hello to you. If you just join the chat, if you want to pop up and give me a little sound check there. I think that's right. Yes, I just had to make a little adjustment. It's just inadvertently put the thing in the wrong place. I think that will just about do it. So then we can get talking now. So yes, as I said, welcome to another daily chat with me, Andy the Gabby Cabby. Try and do one of these every day. I'm currently sat outside my house. Hey, Mick Cardstaff's here. You made it. Did you get a notification today, Mick? That's what I'd like to know. Sounds fine, Scar Guest says. Hello. John, hi to you, loud and clear. Lorna Mackenzie, hi to you. Hi, Andy. Thank you for joining, you guys. It's really good. I unfortunately can't schedule these. Hi, Paul Oakes. Hope you're well. Yeah, I can't schedule these because I can't guarantee that I will be on at the same time every day. That's the problem. So I try and aim for about the same time every day and hope many of you turn up. And there's always a little delay. All of you are coming in now. Mrs. C1223, good morning from Florida. Neats, hi Andy, sound and picture are fine. Hope you're well. I'm well, thank you. I've been at work this morning. Chris Austin, hi Andy, hi to you Chris. Karen, hi to you. And thumbs up from Lorna Mackenzie. Hope you are well. Chrissy, you've made it. That's nice that you made it a little bit earlier than yesterday, because I think you got to the chat, didn't you, but a little bit later on. Well, I've had a busy morning. I took someone up to Gatwick this morning and waited for a lady to land who was coming back from Spain, and she had some interesting things to tell. Jody Pitt, hi Andy, hi to you Jody. I got that other email you sent me with those other pictures, which were really, really nice. And I particularly like the science fiction ones that you sent over. I can certainly make some of them public if you wanted me to anytime. Broken Britain, hello Andy, hello Broken Britain. Mick Cardstaff, yes Andy. I had a bit of an internet problem, okay. Hope it wasn't terminal. Chrissy Williams, first time on time. That's all right, I'll let you off. Barefoot Contessa, hi Andy, I'm just having a coffee after fighting my way around Tesco's. I hope it wasn't too painful for you. I visited Tesco's myself this morning. I had some time to kill, so I popped in there for a breakfast and a cup of tea. Yes, please, Andy. Okay, I'll do something for you, Jody. I mean, if there's any particular ones you want to display, or I'll just pick a selection of all of them, I can certainly draw a bit of publicity your way. Don't you worry about that. I've been meaning to make the offer and help, because very, very talented there. Richard Void, you're dead right. Slurp. I'll be slurping something a bit stronger later, don't you worry about that. Neats says hello to Broken Britain. Jade, their mad one. Good evening, Andy and people. Chilling with another busy day. Keith Scott says hi from cold and wet McCranky land. How's that Nicola McSturgeon up there? Is she causing you all trouble as usual? Wouldn't surprise me. Don't forget, if you like your coffee, you got the Andy the Gabby Cabby mug. It's I call it mug on a mug. See, you can see my face there, and it even says Toodaloo on the back of it. And wow, that's actually the right way round, not a mirror image. So something must have reversed somewhere. But believe it or not, I'm in the driver's seat of the car. Ryan Fisk, hi Andy, on a slumber Sunday, coffee time. Well, get one of my mugs and you can drink it in that. Here's Zulu. Afternoon, Andy. Hope you're having a good day. Is it warmer down your neck of the woods? Freezing up in Steve. Single figures today, Air Zulu. I was up Gatwick this morning. I think it's about 5 or 6 degrees there, and it's not much better here, to be honest. Not that much better. One little iota. Well, we've got nearly 40 people in the chat coming up now, nearly. So welcome to all of you if you've just joined in. Andy the Gabby Cabby daily chat. We try and do one of these once a day. We got some content coming out later this evening. I always post the Sunday stuff out a bit later because YouTube tells me that's when more of you are actually watching, catching it last thing on a Sunday before you either go to bed or get ready for work or anything like that. So that'll be out from about 9 o'clock. There's a little bit more on that Arthur and a couple of other bits and pieces. Hey, Factual Breakdowns here. You made it. You haven't had a power cut today because of them building houses. Hello, Andy. Welcome, Cabby community, rather. Hope you're all right, Factual. And you made contact with our mutual friend last night. Jodie Pitt, I've drawn Biff Tannen's car from Back to the Future next. Oh, cool. All right. That's brilliant. I'll look forward to seeing that. Echo 005, bloody cold in Grimsby. Neats. Storm Barrow is on the way. Yeah, it could already be here. Doesn't matter what time you upload, I'll be watching. Factual Breakdown says that's good. I can always rely on you to turn up. Don't you worry about that. Pirate Santa, hi Andy. Hello from a wet, cold and windy Northamptonshire. Richard Void, have you got heated seats or a hot water pot? Richard Void, right? I pulled into Gatwick one time and I pulled into a space and I couldn't get out the driver's door of the car, and I noticed on the other side, on the passenger side, there was enough room to get out, so I shimmied across and got out that side. And when I came back, I shimmied across back into the driver's seat and went to drive off, and all of a sudden I thought, my arse is getting warm. What's going on here? Now I had a look around and found I'd actually accidentally activated the switch on the side of the chair. So I found out by accident I've got a heated driver's seat, but I think it's the only one in the car that is. So I had that warm feeling in the seat of my pants. Wasn't quite sure what to do with it. Chris Austin, what's the prime? Oh, I missed that one. I'll be sending you wild animal drawings. Okay, Jodie, I look forward to them. They're really, really good, all of them. Richard Void, nice. Lorna Mackenzie, a little giggle. How is everybody today? What have you been up to on a Sunday? I hope you've all had a good day so far. As I said, I went to work this morning, Gatwick, and recorded tonight's content while I was sat there waiting in between jobs, which will all come out later. There's 4 videos at the moment, but I'm going to try and get a 5th one in place and online later on. I want to try and get an extra one done because the lady who I picked up from Spain told me a couple of interesting things about the place, which didn't sound very good. And Andy, did you like the gingerbread man I sent you yesterday? Wasn't he a piece of work? I might have missed that one, Factual Breakdown. I'll have another look when I get indoors, because my email for the channel comes in on my tablet, and I thought I'd seen everything, but I'd obviously missed that one. So I am remiss, as people will say. I will have a look when I get in. Broken Britain, I've been eating and relaxing. 2 of my favourite things, not necessarily in that order. At the moment, I'm relaxing, having a Coca-Cola and talking to you fine people. And we're up to nearly 50, so welcome if you've just joined us. Daily chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby. I don't know if any of you have subscribed to Police Off the Cuff, but I got a mention on a couple of his podcasts yesterday and the day before, and I won't say any more than that, but there'll be an announcement video coming out a little bit later. Andy, it would be interesting to hear yours and others' views on the BBC, more so because of the licence fee. Is the licence fee good value for money when you consider the constant repeats? Zulu, I think... hi Keith Locke. Hi Andy, first time listening. Thank you, Keith. Thank you for coming along and joining, and thank you for the support and, keeping an interest, should we say. We just try and have a honest conversation here. Yeah, with the licence fee, I think it's past its sell-by date. You know, the BBC had an original charter, particularly with their news services, impartial news. you know, factual events, what's going on. And they seem to be, over the last few years, very, very, very biased indeed. And I've lost complete faith. And when you have things like, hi Sharon, Shooter, thank you for coming in. When you have things like them looking at old programmes like Only Fools and Horses and Fawlty Towers and all the classic comedies and trying to cancel them because of something that might not be socially acceptable anymore, even though it was in 1984, and then having the same programme on 3 different channels on repeat, it's a dead dinosaur really. And how they are allowed to continue, the mind boggles. It really does. So I don't think it is value for money at all. Mystical Panda, hello Grumps. You've been talking to my mum, haven't you? So glad I caught me friends. Echo 005, I stopped paying last year. It's very simple to do. I'm not sure if it's still there. You've got a form you can fill in on their website, and you go straight to it, say, I don't need a TV licence, and then they leave you alone. I'll have to check if that's accurate, but that's the way it used to work. You just say, not interested anymore, and off they go. But more and more people are cancelling, though. Yeah, that's right, Richard. All of that stuff you can see on YouTube, which you, as far as I know, you don't need a TV licence for. So, again, what's the problem? Mark Keane, Andy, do you collect anything? I used to like model aircraft. I've got a good stock of Beano comics, and what else? I just like collecting odd things really, and science fiction bits and pieces. I've got a good stock of stuff upstairs which I keep hold of. How about Alf Garnett? Oh my God, what would the softy left think of him? They were going into complete apoplexy, wouldn't they? He just wouldn't get past the starting block in this day and age. The lefties would have a complete meltdown. Mike Alligators, hi Andy, hope everything is okay with you. Have you been on long? As didn't get notified again today. Did look at 3 PM and weren't on then. I've been on for 13 minutes and 21 seconds. I had a little bit of a technical issue when I first came on because I was playing with some of the settings last night and it didn't quite work out, and I had to reset some things, but I managed to get here. One of the things I've managed to do is get rid of that annoying watermark that you know, I usually find on here. So, you know, quite pleased with that one. But one thing I am finding is the light's going. It's getting a bit dull quicker than I thought it would. It usually gets dark about 4:30 around here. For anyone who loves a good Christmas movie, especially Peter Falk fans from Colombo, look for Finding John Christmas. It's a really good movie. I think I've seen that before, Factual Breakdown. Long time ago, though. My TV went faulty last year, so not watched it as it didn't work. That's Ryan Fisk. Honesty and Truth, Chrissy Williams. I told the BBC I was cancelling my licence, stop the direct debit, and have had no problems at all. I don't watch BBC or iPlayer, it's a job done. And Lorne Mackenzie sent the wrong emoji. Oh dear. Okay. Well, we've got some more people in the chat now, so welcome to all of you that have just joined us. This is Daily Chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby from his car. We try and do one of these every day, so we all get to know each other a little better and have a general chit-chat about anything and everything. Nothing's off the table, really, within reason. That's what mods are for, and I know at least one of them is here at the moment. Thank you for your continued support. I've got your email today. I'll reply as soon as I can, but thank you for your... Yeah, Mike Alligators is shouting out to you, Factual Breakdown, for the help you've given him. I'm aware of what's going on there, and I hope you get it sorted. Pirate Santa, not missed having a TV for 15 years. There's a lot of you thinking like that now. There really is. Old Timer, fully support you. Thanks. That's brilliant. Thank you. There's quite a few of you coming in now. Yeah, we've got some interesting content coming out later this evening. Just a couple of bits of pieces where there's been some developments with different subjects over the last couple of days. I don't like to go into too much of them. And a bit of an exciting announcement. Well, I'm excited anyway. Yeah, and you'll see what you think of it when you see it. That'll be out later. Honesty and truth. Air Zulu, just remember that the BBC were well aware about old Jimmy and possibly others. They did nothing to stop it. They are evil. Statement says it all, doesn't it? I mean, all those millions of pounds he apparently raised for charity, you do have to wonder whether that was just an excuse to allow him to go on. Air Zulu, you love aviation, Andy. What's your favourite aircraft? My favourite aircraft of all time is anything with a Merlin engine in it, a Spitfire, for example. But the modern day stuff, actually, speaking of Spitfire, there's a Spitfire and Hurricane Museum just up the road from me, and they have a simulator in there where you can fly a Spitfire. And uh-oh, my mum's just turned up. Somebody's just said, hi, Grumps, and it happens to be my mum. So, hi, Mum. You said you'd try and join us if you weren't going out. I'm assuming Westgate was too cold and damp for your liking, and you've curled up on the sofa with Muttley, I take it. But, yeah, the Spitfire and Hurricane Museum, they got a simulator up there where you can fly a Spitfire. I want to go and have a go at that. But modern day jets, I like the Tornado. I wanted to join the Air Force purely for them. The Chipmunk training aircraft, I used to fly them in the Air Training Corps when I was a kid. And this is all good. Somebody's saying hello to my mum. What's that, Dave Murdoch? Richard Void, Fokker 100, yeah. Factual Breakdown, Gene Whitehead, hello my dear, how wonderful to see you again. Kay, hi Andy, thank you for joining the chat, Kay. Thank you for everybody actually. I've just seen the number, we're getting really good at the moment. And welcome to all of you that have just joined us on this Sunday where it's getting a little bit dark. So I might have to do something about the lighting very soon. Let me know what you've all been up to, if you haven't already, those of you that have just joined us. It's really nice to see you all. Neats, hi Andy's mum. My mum's actually an advert in the local area. She's got a couple of her friends to subscribe as well, which is kind of funny. So they're all popping out of the woodwork. Hi everybody, had to take my eyes off the feed for a few minutes. What were you doing, John? Mum says hi to Lorna Mackenzie. You're saying hello to each other and welcoming my mother into the chat. Appreciate it. Factual Breakdown. Yes, he should have and didn't. His true colours became. You know what I say? What goes around? Yeah, I know what you're referring to, Lorraine. Sorry, Factual Breakdown. I used to enjoy watching Concorde fly when it used to. Keith Locke says. I've been on a Concorde. I went on the prototype they've got at Duxford, the Duxford Air Museum, up Hertfordshire way. But I've never been up in one. Mick thinks that John Kent, Cove Lord, fell asleep. 40 winks, I bet. Well, could be, or he's on another phone call. Great Escape is a great Christmas movie. Yeah, absolute classic. I love it. Thanks, Dave Murdoch. Saying great channel, by the way. I appreciate that. Lorna Mackenzie, Factual Breakdown, one of my favourite sayings. Who else we got? I flew round Blackpool Tower in a Chipmunk in 1981, Paul Oakes says. The parachute. Yeah, I remember those. Did you ever see, Paul Oakes, did you ever see the Jump Jump Johnny video? We used to have to sit down and watch that before every single flight. And when you put the parachute on, I was a 13 or 14-year-old air cadet, just a kid. He used to force me forwards, and I used to walk with a hunch. But I obviously played its part. Thankfully, I never had to do it. Cove Lord has just given me a load of exclamation marks and a silly face. He's probably telling Mick to behave himself. Who else? I live just down the road from Duxford, Andy, the Gabby Cabby. I'm jealous. I want to swap places. Last time I went up there was for a Flying Legends air show where they've got their all their World War II era stuff and they put it all in the air all at the same time. I can still remember the sound and the sight to this day. It was a few years ago. It was absolutely wonderful to experience, and I've never seen anything like it before or since. Yes, Lorna Mackenzie, I was an air cadet. Chrissy Williams has skydived. I never saw the sense of jumping out of a perfectly working airplane, and I never had to, thankfully, but I'm sure I would if I was pushed. Mick Cardster, they look like war medals, Code Lord. Daz is back, says happy Sunday to you all. Happy Sunday to you, Daz is back, hope you're well. Don't remember that, but I had control as it was my second flight. Where have we gone wrong? Thanks for today. Exactly, Paul. Totally agree with you. But you can't see this off the camera, but I'm sat outside my house, and a man and their little child has just stopped outside my house where we've got some Christmas decorations out. And I think the little child's getting all excited and they're having a good look. I do wonder whether my wife's looking out the window, but we should be quite impressed with that one. Missy Foy is here. Hello everybody, she says. Andy, it's kicking off in Europe now. How long before it kicks off? Well, it depends how long that stiff upper British lip lasts, doesn't it, really? Lorna Mackenzie, Chrissy Williams, so jealous. And I think that stiff upper lip is becoming less stiff as the days go by, especially with all the stuff I hear on the road, like I did from my lady from Spain earlier. Rather ridiculous. Air Zulu, I went to Filton a few weeks ago to see the BA Concord, well worth the visit. Duxford will be increasing the amount of Spitfires on show. Okay, that's good to know. So I do mean to get up there again, but with all these restrictions and faffing about with certain events, I can't be bothered with it. I mean, one thing I need to do is get up your neck of the woods and see my uncle at some point. He's not too far from you. Factual breakdown. How kicking is kicking, and are they kicking about the you-know-what or the dinghies? Factual breakdown, there's a few countries in Europe where they're trying to start to bribe and blackmail people and twist their arm up their back and get them to do certain things which they don't really want to do, and that's where the kicking is going to be kicking. It's an old English phrase, when it's kicking off, we've had enough, and we're liable to want to do something about it. That's the kind of kicking that they're referring to. Mark Keane, I was in Derbyshire when the Lancaster and 2 Spitfires flew over really low. We were near RAF Scampton. What a noise. I bet. I've seen the Battle of Britain Memorial flight a couple of times fly over, and again, what a noise. Beautiful. D. Smith, are people that don't defend our homelands and freedom and rights. Yeah. I can't believe how much shite we're taking, to be honest, as a people. Sure. I'm waiting for breaking point. It's got to happen soon. Kay's had enough, and you're not alone, Kay. There's going to be many others. Keith Locke, I went into Concord at the Fleet Air Arm Museum. Oh, wow. The one I went into had like all the equipment and all the rest of it still in there. You know, like measuring devices and all that sort of thing. Definitely a prototype. Yeah. D. Smith said what I was trying to allude to. Did you see, was it Austria or Germany, D. Smith? I can't remember which one it was, but there was a Christmas market. And they were only letting people in if they could prove their status. And they said, bollocks to this. Kicked all the barriers down and walked in anyway. There's going to be a lot of that. You know, people are pushed too far. Yeah, you're right, 3T. We can only take so much. And I think we're getting to that point. I remember Stan Boardman getting banned from TV after his... Okay. But where else are we? D. Smith, just like our filth, will do the same. Chrissy Williams, more people were out rioting over council tax in the UK than over this Kong flu. Yeah, I mean, my mum's in the chat, and I remember the introduction of the council tax, because we were living on our own in a flat, just me and my mum. And back then you had the rates, and I remember she had a job. She had me to look after, and I I remember how worried she was when the council tax was introduced, as in, how was everything going to be paid for? You know, well, that was the poll tax, actually, wasn't it? Not the council tax. Then the council tax kind of come around, evolved from the poll tax, which wasn't very popular, hence everybody kicked off. Factual breakdown is chatting. Mick, just watch that, Andy. They didn't mess about, did they? No, they certainly did not. I saw that this morning when I was sitting around, and I thought it was worth a mention. And it's just a very clear signal as to the fact that we've quite had enough of things, really. Obviously, you didn't see it, Andy. Laugh out loud. Chrissy Williams, more people are waking up. Paul Oakes, did you get to fire a few weapons? 303, Slur, Brent, Thunder Flashes and Boy Things. I fired more weapons in the ATC than I did in the army. 22, 303 and an L98 were the ones I fired. I think the L98 is the single shot version of the SA80, isn't it? It's got the cock handle on the side. And unlike certain Hollywood actors that I care to mention, you should always check that the weapon is in an unloaded condition when it's handed to you, and you hand it back. Very important with weapon safety. What's your view on Boris? Dave Murdoch asks. I think he's completely lost the plot. I don't think he's the Boris we knew. I don't think he's a conservative at all. I think he's been watching too much Kermit the Frog because he's obsessed with going green. I think he's obsessed with the environment. And I genuinely think somebody's working him from behind, because none of this makes any sense anymore. That's what I think of Boris. I could go on, but that wouldn't be fitting. Where else are we? King 77703. Yeah, I think I just did. I watched Police Off the Cuff. I think it was last night or the day before. And they had a ballistics expert on, and they were testing the theory, could a gun go off without the trigger being pulled? And it was very, very interesting. I mean, I remember these old cowboy movies where you'd have someone with a gun and they'd be fanning the hammer. You go bang, 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 bang. So you watch that and you naturally assume, oh, you could fire a gun like that. So when he says I'm pointing it, and I pull the hammer, and when I let go of it, the gun goes off. You think, oh, just like the old movies. But there's a lot more to a firearm than you think there is. And, you know, safety features like safety catches and, you know, all that sort of thing as well. The fact of the matter is, how did a live round get anywhere near a film set in the first place? You need to determine why that is. And as I said earlier, there's one thing that's absolutely ingrained into your head when you have any kind of firearms exposure whatsoever. If somebody gives you a gun and says it's unloaded, or cold in that case, don't believe it. Don't trust it. You want to see it. You want to check it for yourself. Is it okay? Is it loaded? Is it unloaded? Let me see. Open the barrel. Take the clip out. Let me check. All these questions that should have been asked and never were. And look what happened. So I think as an absolute necessity, really, that needs introduction in a you know, into a film set environment. Sorry, got the thumbs down. Julie Keys says. Who got the thumbs down? I didn't get the thumbs down, did I? I want people to hit the like button, the thumbs up button. Welcome to everybody that's just joined us, by the way. Andy the Gabby Cabby, Daily Chat. Please, if you will, hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Gives the old YouTube algorithm a bit of a massage, and in turn helps my channel, which I do appreciate. Keith, I've had my jabs, but my grandkids aren't having them. I will be a guinea pig, not them. Yeah, we got a responsibility to look after the younger ones, I think, with all this. My daughter was forced to have 2 to go back to school. She leads her class of 700 and wants to be a lawyer, and I couldn't interfere with that. Factual breakdown says. It's basic blackmail, isn't it, folks? If you want your lives, if you want your future, have a prick. It's as simple as that, and it's not great. Broken Britain already hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that. I know you're always hot on hitting the thumbs up, and I appreciate you doing that. Dave Murdoch, I remember when you had 200 subs. So did I. I always take a general look at the analytics, which in rough English tells me what's going on a daily basis. And I can even look back on the, the past week, the past month, or for all time. And you get a little line like this, and then all of a sudden one day it went, way! And it's been quite steady going up ever since. It's ridiculous. I mean, we're fast approaching 21,000 subscribers. 10 months ago, I would have never dreamed that was possible. Really did. D. Smith, Andy, laws only work as long as the masses blindly follow. Correct. Absolutely correct. Yeah, Trinity 93, incredible. And there's some things in the pipeline with this channel, which I hope will serve to make that go higher. But as somebody told me the other day, don't keep going. Just keep doing what you're doing, and it will build and take care of itself. Factual Breakdown, $5 super chat. Thank you, Factual Breakdown, for that and for your continued support. I appreciate it. And the $5 that will go in the coffee fund. Vin Paraffin subs. Now there's an idea for the dinghy divers. I think that's a very good idea, actually. Might solve a few problems. King 7770 feet. I remember you when you were taxiing using a tandem. I like it. Somebody give Boris a marble, and he still have one. Yes, I think he's lost both his marbles. I think he only ever had two, and you don't know where either of them are gone. The thing with politicians, they give you all the narrative that they give you now, but they think we're idiots, and they think that we forget very easily what was said before. And you can go back into the dim and distant past, and you can really see the truth behind these people's real motives and what they think about things, really. I mean, you get the far left when they want to go and cancel somebody out. They'll go through 10 years worth of tweets and social media hits and anything else. But really, if you just want to do a general bit of research about a politician or somebody with their real views, go and have a look at stuff they did 5 years ago. And it's very, very revealing. Factual Breakdown. I'll be shipping out the Gabby Cabby family's Christmas presents tomorrow. Appreciate that, Factual Breakdown. I gave you all the information I needed to, so that should work out. Dave Murdoch, Factual loves a Gabby Cabby. Laugh out loud. Dave, I think she's fallen hook, line and sinker for a Gabby Cabby. And she's one of my biggest supporters, and I always appreciate it. Honesty and truth, I don't feel sorry for politicians earning 85 grand a year. They have no idea about the real world. Yeah, I've mentioned it before in a video. I always remember Michael Portillo when he came out of politics. He went in this program where Factual Breakdown's confessing all now. Yeah, Michael Portillo went in this program where he I'm going to try and get a bit of light on the subject, where he was forced or asked to live on what benefit claimants do for a period of time. And yeah, I'm doing it, Richard. Yeah, that's better. He was forced to live on what benefit claimants do for a period of time. And when he got to the end of it, he said, if I knew this then, what I know now, my decision making would have been very different. It was like a shot in the arm, and he finally realised some of the struggles we go through. I actually like Michael Portillo. I always have done, and some of the documentaries and things he does now are very interesting. And unfortunately, we don't have really any politicians with that kind of nous in the House of Commons anymore. It's a shame. Yeah, I agree with you, Anna Perkins. I just about caught that. Yeah, welcome to all of you that have joined the chat, daily chat of Andy the Gabby Cabby. Hope your Sundays are doing all right. Harry Harlow, hi Andy. You're very streetwise, which is good. you got to be in this day and age, and by virtue of the job that I do, it makes you a little bit that way as well. You've got to, otherwise you're brown bread. There's that Cockney rhyming slang again. Kay, yeah, I watched that. Someone bought him drinks in a pub, and he ran out of gas and electricity. Yeah, that you know, that gas and electricity thing happens every day of every life. I was in a situation myself before I met my wife many years ago. It's you know, I ran out of gas and electricity on a regular basis. It was crazy. Dave Murdoch, I love the fact that you are unfiltered, even for lighting. Yeah, it's raw. What you see is what you get, unfiltered. I didn't actually anticipate that the light would fade as fast as this, so I didn't, you know, I didn't set up what I usually set up in here. I kind of jerry-rigged a thing together to give me more light and a bit more flexibility. I did a live stream for you from Stansted Airport last night. Mick Cardstaff, I think he's fighting over factual breakdown with me. Andy, do you speak Geordie? Laugh out loud. No, I'm afraid I never attended a class with that one. That's beyond me. I get as far as Ant and Deck, and that's about it. Daz is back publicly. Cove Lord's killing himself laughing at the love wars that are going on. Kay, yeah, it's very dark, very quick. Yeah, I think about 4:30. I mean, if I can... That's my road right now, so you can see it is starting to fade a little bit, but the light level in the cab does make it a little bit weird. Why, I man, yeah, that's about the only Geordie I know. Absolutely brilliant. A Geordie, someone from Newcastle, factual breakdown. We have nicknames for various regions in this country, like you know, a Scouser, a Geordie, and various other things. Cockney, which you already found out the other day. Mick, I've got my hands up. Missy Foy, she's fab. She says what she means and means what she says, no nonsense. Paul Lokes, had all the pricks but really don't want more scary stuff at the end of the day. Yeah, I was driving somebody home earlier and they asked me if I've had the third one, and I said I've had the notification, which is a God honest truth, and I didn't want to talk about it any more than that. Honesty and truth. Brummie, yeah, Brummie's are great. My mother was born up that neck of the woods, although you wouldn't know it talking to her. She sounds like the Queen. Well, not quite that posh. Wise Owl harassed in Waitrose today because we didn't have the old muzzly muzzles on. Yeah, so some shops are actively enforcing it and others aren't, I'm getting the impression. Oh, okay, Missy Foy, I'll keep out of your other people's business. I'm terribly sorry. Oh yeah, the jocks. Yeah, don't forget that, Richard Void says. Factual breakdown. Oh, I see. We have that here too. Different accents in different parts of the country. I have a bit of a police off the cuff accent. New York. Yeah, I can't even do it. I listen to people like Billy Joel and obviously Bill Cannon and Phil Grimaldi, and I love the New York type accent. It's very... I can't quite put my finger on how to do it, how the words are pronunciated. Jane Griffiths, Scouse. Hi, Andy. Hello, Jane. Hope you're well. Honesty and truth. Wise out. Do you have a co-op? They don't ask. Yeah, we got one at the bottom of our road, and I have noticed that. Although there was a Jobsworth which I brought to your attention the other day that decided he was going to ask all of the time. Crazy. Why us bugger, laugh out loud, Mike Alligator said. Give it 5, remember that on Jukebox Churier, Zulu says. Mark Keane, I get all my news from the Gabby Cabby and the Voice of Reason. Well, the thing with us, it's you know, there's no media bullshit or no spin required. We just tell you the truth and tell you what we think. That's as simple as that. I'm certainly just a man on the street and just want to tell you the truth about what comes out and what the real opinion is, and either you can agree or not agree. Lee Foster, Taffies. It's all coming out now, isn't it, eh? Anyway, we've got quite a fair few more people coming in now. These numbers seem to be higher every time I do one of these, and I really appreciate all the support. Yeah, welcome if you've just joined us. This is Andy the Gabby Cabby Daily Chat, where we all get a chance to just air our views and talk to one another, get to know one another better. It's all great. Don't forget, if you want to drink in a mug like Andy the Gabby Cabby, there's a mug there, my mug on a mug, which you can find in the description underneath, and the old toodaloo. Although that's reversed round again, it was the right way round earlier. These damn cameras, you never know what's going on. K for Lidamide was my error. So many children that I went to school with, so sad. Broken Britain. yeah, I have noticed that Broken Britain. He's got the old phone, hasn't he? And I prefer to just do it like this. Folkestone is full of nappy wearers. Bald Egg, a real cabbie beats Uber. Oh, I'm a real cabbie. Well, private hire is what I am, so you can decide whether I am cabbie or not, but I consider myself a cabbie. Dave Murdoch, I bet factual, he has 100 mugs. I've actually got to see if I can get the old discounts working on the store and everything. You know, to see about getting some more of these out to more people. Some things I've got to have a play with when I get down. Paul Oakes, are you a man of faith, Andy? No, that's a question. With my personal situation, when I was a kid, my dad was a churchgoer, and my mother wasn't so much a churchgoer. And when the two of them parted ways, probably getting on 40 years ago now, if I'm honest, I didn't get the exposure to that I could have done. So as I've grown older, I don't regret not having that exposure. I've just had to try and work it out for myself, if you understand me. And I believe that there's more to it than what we've got now. If you know, but what that is, I'm not sure. You know, I've had experiences in my life which does make you think, really. If I'm honest with you, you look up there and think, Jesus, did that just happen? So I'm not, you know, agnostic or faithless or anything like that. I'm, you know, very, very open-minded to the possibilities. I think that's the best way I can answer that, to be honest. Tippy Tappy Man, ex-BBC, yeah. Factual Breakdown says that she's bought some mugs. Yeah, she's bought quite a few of them. I appreciate the support. Factual Breakdown, hello, doing quite well, thanks. Missy Foy, talking to Trinity 93. King 77703, Thatcher was the most hated leader in history up north. Well, she destroyed the unions, didn't she? And the miners. I mean, as I've said before, my father's an ex-cop, copper, policeman, and you know, he was very heavily involved in the miners' strikes in the early 80s, and you know, pulling 18 hour days sometimes. It was crazy times. I mean, I was very young, but I still remember them. I still remember them very well. Yeah, there's more chat here, so it's all nice to see that you're all chatting with each other. It's really good. Sharon Shooter, I think, has just got a laugh out of Mick Hardstaff, which is good. Mystical Panda, Andy the Gabby Cabby, what are you getting the kids for Christmas? You're not a spy for my son, are you? I couldn't possibly say that in public. We're still doing that list, really. I love the way Andy says duty Ron. Duty. How do you say duty in America? Factual Breakdown. Is it duty Ron or duty Ron, or I don't know. Duty Ron or Judy Ron. I really don't know how you... I'll have to listen and get some elocution lessons from the United States of America. Yeah, I could get them all a mug. I know my my young lad, my 8-year-old, took one look at mine and went, "Daddy." He was quite amused or horrified, I'm not sure which. But uploading old spitted image audios. Oh, I love that. Do you remember the chicken song? Throw a deck chair in the airs again. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We say duty the same way, but you sound much better. Oh, okay. So I'll stick with the way I say duty. Dave Murdoch says, you ever recognised in the cab? Twice. I found out a fellow cab driver I work with actually watches this channel, because I mentioned something to him the other day and he suddenly turned around and said, the Gabby Cabby is the best. I went, what? He said, yeah, I'm watching you. And I picked up a passenger from near Dover one time, and he turned around and said, I recognise you. He said, you're on YouTube, aren't you? Yes. He said, you're that Gabby Cabby, aren't you? Yes. So I have been recognised a couple of times. Alan Reader says, evening Andy. Evening to you, Alan. Hope you're well, and thank you for joining us on a Sunday. Factual breakdown, don't change. The POTC people just love you. You are star quality. Thanks, Factual breakdown. Big announcement coming out tonight about that, so look out for that a little later this evening. Always follow your spiritual guidance, that little voice Anna Perkins says. Yeah, I always trust that. I've always been taught to trust your gut. If your gut tells you one thing and you know, your head tells you something else, always trust your gut. I've always tried to live like that. Now Mick, you're doing my reputation no good whatsoever. I think they might have been pint glasses and you thought they were mugs. Paul D, John Cleese will knock on the window in a minute and say, what's going on here then? Either that or he's going to start bashing the bonnet of my car with a branch off of a tree. One of the two. Mind you, I'm not sitting in a Mini, so he won't make that mistake. Rob Black just purchased tests for Prague and Belfast, and unbelievable, isn't it? The lady I picked up from Spain earlier, she's been nipping back and forward with no problem whatsoever, and now she's got the thing with a test before she can come back and forward now. Makes the whole thing very much more complicated, to be honest. Unbelievable. Who else we got? Anna Perkins, the branch, yeah. I remember that clip, it's hilarious. Missy Foy, are you a believer? I am. No, honest, I thought you had gone. I'm true to you. Okay, Mick. now. Yeah. Tippy tappy, man. Did you tell them you weren't trying to buy? Factual breakdown. The force people is to test before getting over. Yeah, it's unbelievable, and that's like 2 changes to the travel schedule within a couple of weeks. It's madness. Okay, thanks, Jody. When I go back indoors, I'll check them out. And as I said, we'll work on doing something for you to try and bring a bit of attention your way, because I think it's warranted. No, I've never been to Swindon, Mark Keane. I've been to a fair few corners of this fine land of ours, but never Swindon. Maybe one day. Andy, didn't Basil drive an Austin Countryman car? Yeah, I think you're right. Honesty and truth. Why the hell I said Mini, I don't know. It's just the first car that comes to my head. Paul Oakes, amen, Andy. It's Sunday. Yeah, amen, definitely. It's the day of church and religion and everything else that goes with it. Grumpy Get, I'm back. Laugh out loud. Hello, Grumpy Get. Where have you been? Techno Fishy 85. Evening, Andy. Evening to you. Hope you're well. You're welcome, Jody. I'll definitely sort that out for you. Cove Lord says, behave, Mick. He's telling you off now. I have no problem before heading to the UK. I just don't want to be forced to. Yeah. Did you see that video I did with Richard E. Grant last night, where he went over to South Africa to see his 90-year-old mother? Lager Dave every time. He went over to see his mother, 90-year-old in South Africa. And while he was there, everything changed. All of the restrictions were reintroduced, and he's now languishing in a quarantine hotel at Gatwick. And he's put something up there to, I suppose, try and arrange awareness of, you know, what a sham it is, really. Tippy Tappy Man got 9 days off work. Okay. There's a boiled egg. What kind of gas mileage do you get, Andy? On a run, about 40 to the gallon with this bus. Pretty comparable to my E-Class I was driving. But around town, it's not that great, really. It's the same with most bigger diesel cars. I love a Sunday roast, Richard. We usually have roast chicken, roast lamb or roast beef here. And my wife's mother, she's 85 now and lives in a warden assisted place just round the corner from us, so we get around here for dinner as often as possible. Yeah, Broken Britain, I wouldn't feed it to my dog. It's absolutely disgusting. Even the chips didn't look very edible at all. I think it's because 40 Towers and Mr. Bean were done on a similar film stock and equipment. Not sure if the same studio, but I reckon, yeah, you could be right. I love Mr. Bean, where he's got the old armchair on the roof of his car with all the ropes and everything going down onto the steering wheel and the handbrake and that. I think that's classic comedy. Mind you, even that'd be wrong these days, wouldn't it? Madness. Cove Lord fishing, you're having a laugh. Air Zulu, Swindon and those bloody mini roundabouts. Worse than Hemels. Drive but avoid if you can. I need a Valium just for the first one. Trinity 93, we just had Sunday roast. I think I've got bangers and mash tonight, and I put mint sauce with that. I love mint sauce with everything. Anything meaty or potato or vegetable-y, I do like it with mint sauce. Very, very nice indeed. Missy Foire, Trinity 93, and you seem to be having a good conversation. I like to see that. Steptine son, Chrissy Williams, says, I've only watched a few of them. I never really got into it. The only thing I remember is him in the bar, in the sink, trying to have a bath. I can't remember much about that. Thanks, Boiled Egg. I appreciate the compliment and the support from all of you. All of you on the channel that have come along and watch on a regular basis. That's what it's all about. And that's why I keep doing what I'm doing. And I really do appreciate it. Who else we got? Lorna McKenzie, me too. The old ones are the best. But yeah, we've got pretty good numbers in the chat again, I notice. So thank you very much for all of those of you that joined just now. Appreciate you coming along for a daily chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby, where we try and get to know each other a little better. If you haven't done so already, give the like button a hit. So I know you're there, and so does YouTube, and I appreciate it. And when I actually finish this live stream, I put some text on the bottom of it where it will let you know other ways and means you can find me on social media. So if you've got access to any of the other social media platforms, go and check me out. There's a merch shop there as well where you can buy odds and ends, and the usual buttons on the bottom as well. So I appreciate all your support, as I said. Trinity 93, Psalm 91 is for anyone in the chat who's struggling with current affairs. Okay. King Treble 703, whatever happened to the Lightly lads was great. Disappeared off the face of the planet, didn't they? But how's the form, Andy? Big G says squeaky clean. I have very good form. Thanks, Factual Breakdown, I appreciate it. Broken Britain, 4 candles, yeah, I love it. They did a recreation of that some years later with Harry Enfield and you know, Ronnie Corbett, but you can't beat the two Ronnies really. The original was absolutely brilliant. What else we got? Yeah, there is a pub in Broadstairs called the Four Candles. It's not very far from me really. That's just in St Peter's High Street, if my geography is correct. And there was a pub across from there called the Little Albion as well. I think Kay's just said something that's amused somebody. Missy Foire, yes, it's on YouTube, Richard. Okay, right, everybody. We're at 56 minutes now, and I try and go from here to the hour or thereabouts, and not much longer. Thank you for everybody coming on and contributing and chatting. I always enjoy doing these. We get to know each other a little better and give you a forum where you can come on and have a chat. And I'll be back again tomorrow in the afternoon. There'll be some content coming out this evening from about 9 o'clock onwards with various subjects. Please watch out for that. And from about 9 o'clock onwards, including an announcement about something that's happening with little old me at the end of the month, which I'm hoping you'll be pleased about as much as I am as well. Enjoy your dinners, enjoy your beers, enjoy your whatever you get up to, and I will see you all tomorrow. This is the Gabby Cabby signing off, and I say as usual, toodaloo.